What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Dub Q, and we are back in the building for another episode of Between the Lines Podcast. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Show that love. Hit the sister networks too, Life is a Waves Podcast, as well as Black Cat Panther Podcast. Show that love. Without further ado, you already see it. The Panthers lose another coaching candidate. How did this happen? Well, without further ado, we just lost out on DeMeco Ryans due to a logistics issue. I'm guessing that being that the San Francisco 49ers are in playoff contention still, they just couldn't find a way to get a Zoom in or make the time to get a Zoom happening. And we lost out to DeMeco Ryans with the possibility of him coming in as the head coach. So you can take his name off the ballot. He is no longer seeming to be interested in what's going on in Carolina. Oh, man. That's disappointing because that was my number one guy and who I wanted personally. But I understand sometimes things doesn't go your way. You got to manage what's in front of you. And right now, the playoffs is in front of him with the San Francisco 49ers. So I pray to God that somehow, some way, there's another opportunity for him to come back to the table and sit down and get something figured out. But it seems to be on his behalf, he's just not interested anymore. He didn't even seem to even care. So with that being said, hence the next coaching interview that fell through, Gerard Mayo. And I know you wondered, okay, that's two candidates back-to-back, two black candidates back-to-back. So what's going on? Well, a source says, close to the organization over there, that he is in talks to do contract negotiations with the Patriots to be extended. So therefore, we're losing out on Gerard Mayo. And you guys know the Rooney Rule in the NFL. In order to not be penalized, you must have two black candidates externally from your franchise to be interviewed. So we had Steve Wilkes and we had Jim Caldwell. So we need to find us one more guy that can come in and interview for this position, because another way, you want to make sure that one, it looks fair and that possibly every route has been taken. And so far to this point, your boy David Tepper has been doing his just due between Mike Kafka, Kellen Moore, Ken Dorsey, Ben Johnson, Jim Caldwell, Steve Wilkes, Frank Rich. He has called just about every available coach known to man on in here to see if we could possibly bring them in. So one, kudos to David Tepper. Let's give him a round of applause, man. You deserve that, David Tepper, because you finally getting back on your stuff, man. So with that being said, I want you to really feel like you did something good this time, because the last couple of years it hasn't been so great. But I'm thinking billionaires can learn from their mistakes, and they can do it and it not be so glaring. So with that being said, we got Ben Johnson, Ken Dorsey, Kellen Moore, Mike Kafka. All of those guys are not African American. With that, Steve Wilkes is one of the only black guys that came in, as well as Jim Caldwell. So Lovie Smith, I mean, we got to make it look fair. Can the Panthers take a look at Lovie possibly coming here to be a candidate to make sure that their Rooney Rule is followed through? Because I'm understanding if we don't have that happen, we'll lose a pick in the next upcoming draft, and we don't want that to happen. So let's not leave any stones unrolled. We need to make sure that we get another guy up in here. I hate to say it, another African-American guy up in here, so that way it may look as fair as possible because of the rules. But just me being personal, my coaching candidate is already here on the roster, and I think it's going to soon to be named, and that's Ken Dorsey. I like what I see in Ken Dorsey. This guy is possibly one of the young minds, one of the young innovative minds that can come and take the Panthers to another level. Would you be opposed to Ken Dorsey coming in? Looking at what he's done up there in Buffalo, which I call that Carolina North, he has turned that team around. I mean, let's look at the success of Allen up there while he in Buffalo, man. just put it to you, without Ken Dorsey, he is subpar at best, but he came into his own under Ken Dorsey. So I like to think that this guy has the things with quarterbacks that he just know how to be the quarterback whisperer and bring these guys in where they can really he can get the most out of it, squeeze the juice to make the lemonade. I mean, come on, this guy can do it all. I just want to know one thing. Can he be a leader of men? That's the number one question that you should be asking. Can he get other men, grown men, to follow him? And if he can do that, oh man, look out. This guy is probably one of the brightest minds in the NFL right now. And so I'm intrigued to see what he would bring to the table as a Carolina Panthers new head coach. I like him. I like Mike Kafka as well, the Giants offensive coordinator, because you seeing what Daniel Jones look up under him. That guy is nothing short of impressive. Shout out to Wade for opening my eyes to that guy. I like him as well. I'll take him, and I'll take Ken Dorsey. Kellen Moore it's going to take a while for me to come around on Kellen Moore, just because, yes, they have a high-powered offense in Dallas, but for some reason they just can't seem to ever get over the hump. And I don't want that to be the triple effect to come down to Carolina, because not only do you want to get over the hump, you want to be able to compete for championships here, and with the right quarterback, I want my coach to definitively stick out his chest and go out there and win some games. So Kellen Moore hasn't had like one big signature win to me. And that's just to me because I'm a tough critic. I need to see more from him, and I'm demanding more from him if he want to be our head coach, because we've seen Matt Rule. I'm not going backwards anymore, and you guys shouldn't settle either. So the next coach that comes in should be a specialist of some sort. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. DeMeco Ryans was a defensive specialist. Ken Dorsey is the offensive specialist. Mike Kafka, offensive specialist. Kellen Moore, well, you can call him an offensive specialist. And Ben Johnson in the crew, offensive specialists. These guys are young minds that can get out there and really draw up some plays to get the guys in the great spots. And you know, you got one guy on this team that hasn't started complaining yet, but if we go through another year like how we did this year, he's going to ask for a trade, and that's DJ Moore. So you want to make this guy as happy as possible by bringing in a coach that's going to be able to put him in situations where he can get the ball, and not only get the ball, be an impact player at critical moments in the game. That's what you guys are saying that you want here in Carolina. It's time to bring it here. Look no further. You have all the interviews laid out right here. Let's make it happen, bro. I'm going to keep my eyes and my ears out to this, because it's very vital who Carolina Panthers decide to bring in as the next head coach. That could determine the upward or downward trend of the franchise for the next couple of years to come. So without further ado, show that love. Like, subscribe to the channel. Also, we got merch here now, so make no mistake about it. You can click it in the link at the top of our YouTube channel, or you can find us, and we'll have everything that you need right here where you can get your Between the Lines gear. This has been your boy Dub Q, man. Make no mistake about it. I'll have the link posted down in the video below. So make sure you show that love.